Bam, jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
Effing game. A-side official. No negotiation needed. Period. You already know. The first in the building. Jamal Neasy on deck. What's good with it, Neasy? Salute to your brother. Hope all is well with you and the fam. You know what I'm saying? For everyone else that's on their way into the building, we have another one, and another one. July 29th continue to live in the hearts of us, especially the Crawford supporters, based off the T-Mobile massacre that has changed the lives in boxing. Yes, we must continue to talk about it. We must continue to speak on it. I'm going to give a little bit more time, you know what I'm saying, for people to come in here, because this is, you have to understand the magnitude of what I spoke on after the fight. How I said Spence and Diddy James is no more. Period. Done. We have to speak on that. It's life-changing for boxing. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot that's went on emotionally. You know what Spence had to endure. You know, making the worst mistake of his career in underestimating Terrence Bud Crawford. Being on the pound for pound list with Bud Crawford and basically devaluing his presence as an equal. Once again, he devalued Crawford's presence as an equal, y'all. He didn't take the mentality for the art of war serious. In order for him to have that type of confidence, people, Spence would have been, he had to live the life like a boxer, living the fighter's lifestyle. In order for him to have the mentality that no one questioned, he had to live the fighter's lifestyle. And unfortunately for him, the lifestyle he selected to live required a different type of beverage to hydrate, which didn't have anything to do with training. Required him to recreationally get himself into trouble that will also affect him in the ring. Because ultimately, the only way that you get the check is inside the ring. The only way the box rec registers whether you won or lost is inside the ring. Crawford was showing those who was paying attention, who wasn't paying attention, how you supposed to live a fighter's lifestyle if you choosing to be great to greater to greatest. what was that again? Great, greater to greatest. You know what I'm saying? He was up there showing us, man. And only so many people listened. But the Crawford fans, the Crawford supporters, we was listening. We was listening. We was listening. We was listening. Yeah, we was listening. Because when our voice was out there, we didn't have the same mentality. We didn't have much to get mad at because we already knew what Operation Destination consisted of. We already knew what the Vegas freaking crime scene was going to look like. We knew that. We look, Neezy would tell you, we try to spread the word. We was like missionaries over here. We were spreading the word of Crawford. We tried to warn them. Hey. You might wanna you might wanna relax a little bit and prepare yourself about what's to come. It's not the rapture. We're not reading the book of Revelations today, but it's sure enough gonna feel like it. We were missionaries for Crawford. We was up there with the confidence from the Most High that he will look over Crawford as he head into the battlefield. Being that we understood how important this fight was. Now it's all playing out, y'all. Errol Spence releases a text. Gotta find a retirement home first. You know what I'm saying? I mean, why he gotta find a retirement home? Are you coming back to the sport or you ain't? You either is or you ain't. You have to make up your mind. This is not shocking news to me because I told people, once that T-Mobile massacre, once they damn sanitized the area, the hazmat team came in and sprayed down the entire T-Mobile arena to remove all that DNA. Once the Red Cross finished collecting their samples, because that's samples right there, that's legendary samples. What they need to do, that was one man's blood. That was one man's blood that was collected from that night in the T-Mobile arena. And I believe years from now, they're going to put that blood on sale. That blood is going to be expensive. Not so much that it was Errol Spence, but Crawford, who forced that blood out of him. I think it's the first time where we had blood, like we talking about DNA, blood, strawberry juice, probably some Hennessy. What else would it be? Some butter sauce from them. You know what I'm saying? Crab leg residue. Some fillers from crab legs. So you have a multiple cocktail of DNA that was there in Vegas at the T-Mobile Arena. But ultimately, let's get back to the point. Get back to the point. When I seen this tweet saying that Errol Spence has to find a home first, I knew immediately he wasn't talking about his place of domicile, y'all. He wasn't talking about that. He wasn't talking about it. WCS put it out there. I showed you the warning signs, shawty. I showed you. You don't want to listen. And look, I'm not trying to be number one. I've been there already. I'm trying to just take some travel with the other Crawford supporters and the ones who support me. I'm trying to goddamn take this journey with them, man. That's all. I'm trying to take the journey with them so we can talk about history. I put this shit out there, bro. Look how Diddy James looking at Errol. Look at him. I told you. I put the thumbnail out there. Warning signs. Warning signs. Warning signs. Warning signs. Over. Warning. 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 I put it out there, y'all. Look at how Diddy James looking at him. Diddy James saying, "Hey, look what you did to my reputation. You did my reputation. I can't even repair this reputation. I can't prepare this reputation. Look what you did to me. Look what you did to me. You didn't follow my instructions. You didn't stay in the gym. Look what you did to me." Diddy James looking at him like, "Man, if I could beat your ass, I'd do it myself. Got me out here looking crazy." But let's bring it down a notch or two. Let's take a deep breath. Diddy James and Errol Spence, we haven't seen no signs of them as a union, trainer to fighter, since July 29th. We haven't seen any living signs, y'all, of them still holding it down after EJ wanted to fake the funk and act like they were still together. You got to find a new home where? Why, first of all, why do you have to find a new home? That concerns me. Why do you have to find a new home? I thought that was your home for life. You know how they had the saying, forever? You know what I'm saying? Forever home. I thought the world-class furniture store was forever home. There, EJ. I thought y'all had it all figured out. I thought it was some trust, some loyalty there. But this picture don't say that. You know what I'm saying? This picture tells me that you knew Diddy James was looking at you, because he knew that it was over between y'all. He knew. Whoever's pointing the finger at who, you know what I'm saying? Whoever it may be. I don't know. Whoever's pointing the finger at who. All I can say is it was a long time coming, because you can only get away with so much, man. And guess what? It came down to a halt. It wasn't even a screeching halt. This was one of those halts that you seen coming, but you chose to travel on that road anyway. July 29th, you seen it coming. You know what I'm saying? When you was up there in that press conference and you had to drop all that weight, and these goofballs was out here saying, "Oh man, Crawford looked like Spence's little brother." They seen it coming, because they knew you had to drop weight. Spence knew he had to drop weight. He knew it was going to be tough. He knew. In order for him to carry out his final destination on the manifesto, he had to go over there to that Omaha Monster and face him in the ring in Vegas. He had to do it. There was no other way around that. You know, it was so many people in his ear in Texas. They knew it was going down in Texas. We going for EJ up here in Texas. They was behind EJ. EJ didn't have them all fooled, right? I would not go out and say EJ had them all fooled. But I can tell you this. It's a lot of people that was behind EJ for a reason. Because every fight up to that point, yeah, that has been challenged. But yet, you know, EJ had built up this kind of like villain role without actually being a villain. You know, they were seeing him doing all this shit in the streets. You know, that he had the accident, of course. Came out and said, "No broken bones, I'm a savage." He was building up this exterior, man, this type of armor where people felt like he was invincible. The way he fight, you know, his fighting style was that of you know, a Mexican fighting style, but he was a black fighter. He's a black fighter. So they looked at him as being a tough, a durable, attrition type guy who had decent power in his hands to go in there and inflict punishment on his opponents. And he did that. And those individuals in Texas was falling for it. Hook, line, and sinker. They fell for it. Real talk. They fell for it. But the only one that was fishing was Bud. He just had to wait for the right time to cast that reel. That's all. He's been trying to reel in the common sense of these fools that was up here saying the same thing that EJ and Diddy James was saying. What did they say? He ain't fought nobody. Y'all remember these thumbnails, right? Crawford gets full credit for beating up either one, no excuses. You remember when I put this thumbnail up there, right? Let's not act like the buildup wasn't what it was supposed to be. Crawford says, "Hey Bud," Spence say, "Hey Bud, I'm coming for them effing belt." So he let the people know, no excuses. He's coming for the effing belt. That's what Spence said. Spence didn't say, "You know what, Crawford, after I get out the hospital and get my eye worked on, because I got acute cataracts and I'm having problems seeing the mist. That's why Diddy James slapped the fuck out of me doing open workout before y'all seen it in the public eye. And that pissed me off." He wasn't giving that excuse. He said, "Hey, Crawford, I'm coming for the effing belt." He said, "Crawford, I'm coming for that effing belt." I didn't hear anything else to get me to believe that he wasn't sure of himself. He was sure. He was sure, y'all. EJ was sure. The people in Texas were sure. His team was sure. And that gullible ass, the weakest of them all. Oh my God. Oh my God. The most weakest, fragile, emotional, sensitive fan base ever in the sport of boxing. Them aerosexuals. Ugh. They shouldn't even be allowed to hold space on the YTC no more. They hold a huge canopy of responsibility over the head of Errol Spence because they betrayed him. But we're not going to get on them now. But they need to be mentioned because it's entirely important for me doing this 2024 to basically put my campaign out there. You know what I'm saying? We know this is the year of the presidential election, right? So I need to put my information out there for this particular moment right here. I need to let the people know the real reason as to why EJ is departing and looking for a new home. See, the home he's looking for is not the White House, okay? The home he's looking for is for a credible, dependable trainer. Not a trainer that loves slapping you upside the head with the mitts just because you don't keep your right hand up. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to show you. He's trying to show you in a little subtle way. Hey, get your hands up. What I taught you in the gym. All them damn gym, all them times you missed the gym, all them workouts you missed. He was trying to goddamn check you in public. So the relationship was pretty much, fragmented anyway. But back to the departure. Back to the departure. Errol Spence have thrown his freaking bags in the baggage claim. On the conveyor belt, checked him in. He said he's looking for a new home. He is checked in, and he's headed out from the world-class furniture store. Didn't I do a live and say this is the last fight that we'll see of Diddy James and Errol Spence Jr.? Didn't I say that? Didn't I say it was over? Didn't I say it was over? Diddy James got on a plane and went to the UK the next day and didn't even stay there with one of his fighters who just took a beating. Let me get to the chat right quick. Neezy say, we need 5 years of pain and suffering. Talk your ish, bro. We do, Neezy. That's why I'm out here trying to campaign. Because it's essential that they get this word. You know what I'm saying? It's essential that they get this word, man. Because they was up here doing all that ungodly type talk, called, what's that word I'm looking for? Hating. Yeah, straight up haters. They on live talking about EJ is house shopping. The spin is crazy. Yeah, he is house shopping. Yeah, he is. You know what I'm saying? Because in order for you to train effectively, you want it to feel like home. You know what I'm saying? You want it to feel like home. Hey, if he's house shopping, let him house shop. That doesn't mean anything about him changing gyms. If he's searching for a freaking home, I mean, didn't I put it up there? I already put it up there. Did you not see it? He's looking for a retirement home. Why wouldn't he take the initiative and get out there and look for a retirement home? Bud Crawford put hands on that man. Of course he's looking for a home, a retirement home. He said it. All you got to do is look for yourself. It's right there. Got to find a retirement home first. Wouldn't he have to find a place to stay just like Marcello had to when he came down there and started training with Roy Jones? His cataract surgery wasn't important, right? Until 2024. So him finding a home in 2024, what does that have to do with him training? It has nothing to do with the cost of freaking tea or anything else. It has nothing to do with it. So it shouldn't take him long to see if he qualifies for a retirement home and get that already established, whether he wants to build it on his property or find it elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? He made pretty good money thanks to Crawford. You know what I'm saying, Juice? You know what I'm saying? Expect them to spin this out of control, Juice. You know what I'm saying? They're looking for a retirement home, man. I agree with him. He is looking for a home. They had an argument about why Diddy James wasn't there in the back hallway when Bud pressed him with this red hoodie. That's a good point. But see, Neezy, if he would have been there at that time, it wouldn't have been the same. It wouldn't have been the same because you see in this thumbnail, that look he has on, he would have been back in the back, and the goddamn the lights would have been beaming off that goddamn coconut, and he would have had that look on his face, that hating ass look to my, he ain't fought nobody. I don't know why you up here giving him all that energy. Spence, he ain't fought nobody. He would have had that hating ass look. That's why I always put this picture up there. Diddy in the back hating, just hating. Always, who he's fought. Somebody asked him, so Diddy, what do you call me? I mean, Derek James. What do you think about Crawford's welterweight run? At this point, he has how many? 8 straight, 9 straight. Who cares, man? He ain't fought nobody. But you have to say that's pretty. It ain't no pressure. He ain't fought nobody. Who has he fought? Who has he fought? See, that's what I get. That's why I put this picture up there, because it shows how much vitriol that he had for Crawford, and that pretty much diluted his sense of thinking too, preparing for that fight. Because you're talking about a person who's been on record as saying he don't watch film. How dare you not watch film on Crawford? Look, I'll tell you straight up, like I did before, on why Diddy James, wanted to act like he didn't want to watch film on the biggest fight of Errol Spence's career. One, Errol Spence, his style and everything on how he go out and fight, he hasn't lost yet. He was 28 victories in, he hasn't lost. He got it done. So they always want to use the don't broke. If it ain't broke, don't fix. Okay, that was one of them. Then you always hear the saying, underestimating. He did not take Crawford serious as an elite fighter. He felt that no one on his resume could beat Spence. So he probably said to himself that I really don't have to, do anything crazy. We just stick to the same style and you go in there and do what you do because there's nobody on your resume there's nobody on Crawford's resume that you can't beat. You can beat everybody on his resume. You beat Sean Porter already. You beat Kell Brook. Who on his resume you can't beat? Sean Porter, arguably the one to get the most recognition for Spence because it went down to the wire in a split decision win for EJ. So Diddy James' mentality was like, man, he ain't got nobody on there, man. He don't have nobody on there. You beat the top two common opponents that he fought. Diddy James underestimated the hunger of Bud Crawford, man. He did, man. But yeah, it wouldn't have been the same, Neezy, having Diddy James in the cut with that damn hating ass look on his face eating a banana. Man, I don't like that nigga right there. I don't like that nigga right there. I'm about to drop the dime on that nigga. No backup there. Spence is still mad. You know it. Shout out to Haynes Legacy in the building. What's good with it, Haynes? Salute to you and the fam, man. Hope all is well your way, brother. Appreciate you pulling up. Bruce Gas Boxing Jazz and more. The OG in the building. What's going on, man? Great live the other day, man. What's going on with it, Bruce? Great live. You know what I'm saying? John Scully in the building. Tim Witherspoon in the building. And Bruce Gas. Great live, man. Great live. Flex on deck. What's good with it? MKB is in the building. Salute to you, man. How you feeling? One of OG World Combat Sports. And we for all the ego-driven fans, daily real boxing already. Appreciate you, man, for being supporter of the channel and always pulling up. We're just trying to get some clarity. People saying, just like, let's go back to how these gullible aerosexuals are, right? So Juice said they're trying to put a spin that he's looking for a house. Okay. And I said, yeah, he's looking for a retirement home. But this is not the first time where they try to spin. You remember when Spence put out April XX? And they was up here running like little ants. You remember when he put April XX and it didn't mean shit? It didn't mean a MFing thing, y'all. He put April XX out on the text. And these fools ran, well, it's going to be April. It's going to be in April. It's over. It's over for Crawford. April, that's the date. That shit came, and that shit went left. It came, and it went left. Real talk. For real talk. Let's just talk about this. Spence cannot be that dumb to return back to Diddy James, man. You cannot be that dumb to think that it was only broke for one fighter who you underestimated. But yet you're moving up to 154-pound division and you're not going to face any more fighters that's hitting harder than you, Spence. Not only that, you're moving up in a weight class that you haven't contended at since the inception of your career. It's a lot that they have to process. And you have to say to yourself, look at how these fighters are transforming. Shout out to Troy Isley. He over there B&B. Man, looks sharp as hell. Shout out to Troy. I ain't gonna lie. The way Troy's came into his own, man. He looks sharp as hell now over there at B&B. Keyshawn looks sharp as hell. People looking at film over there. That's what I'm trying to say. If he wants to stay here and move up to 154 and then dip back to Diddy James, man, he's going to go through the pain once again. Ain't nothing changed. He's going to go back through it, y'all. Why would he want to put himself in that situation, that predicament? He was going in there. Not only did the fighter underestimate Crawford, but the coach did too. Ultimately, the fighter have to make adjustments. I remember when people was criticizing Crawford for collecting data. When Crawford starts off a fight He's slow. He has to collect data. Huh, huh. If he collect data against Errol Spence, that might be to his detriment. If he collect data, when he step in there with Spence, the fight could be over early. What? He can't go out there collecting all that data, when he step in there with Spence. Brother, they don't understand. What benefit is it? What benefit is it for EJ to go back to Diddy? You already had your biggest fight with Diddy. And it was up to both of you to put up a solid strategic game plan. But yet you went in there with nothing. Just basically going off the tactics that you've used in other fights. And it didn't work. Primarily the art of war, you didn't take it seriously. You know what I'm saying? Because people who look at combat, who really immerse themselves in the art of war and hand-to-hand combat and different styles, different arts and so forth, they look at video, they read, and all that. For Diddy James not to properly prepare his fighter for what will potentially be his toughest fight in his career with the fighter who was on the pound-for-pound list with him. Think about that. Crawford was on the pound-for-pound list with Errol Spence. And not at one time did EJ move ahead of Crawford on the pound-for-pound list. So that should have gave you, say, hey, regardless of what you think, it ain't broke, don't fix it. We still got to look at film. We have to over-prepare for this guy. We have to act like that, hey, if you're not able to press forward and break this guy down, we need a plan B. If that don't work, we need a plan C. We need to be overly prepared for Crawford. Nope. There's selfishness. Diddy James, gullible mentality, his selfish mentality to believe that, Spence is going in there as a turnkey fighter. He has enough experience. He's an Olympian. He'll figure it out. I mean, it ain't shit he gonna figure out if he can't bulldoze Crawford like he did every other fighter. And that's exactly what we seen played out in the T-Mobile Arena. He couldn't just go over there and bulldoze and break down Crawford and have him start to show signs of weakness so he can continue to do what he's done with other fighters. It didn't work. It didn't work, y'all. It did not freaking work at all. The OG Mr. Golden on deck. What's good with it? I see you in the building. Arnold Brown on deck. What's going on, brother? He said Errol, Bud put Errol into retirement. Man, that's the home he's looking for. Got to find a retirement home first. Once he gets settled into that, he get his mind straight. They put him on the vitamins and fiber that he needs to build up, to build him back up, to have that energy. Maybe he might find himself back in the gym. But right now, there's been no signs of him in the pictures over there with Ryan Garcia, Frank Martin. We haven't really seen him over there. I thought this would be a good time to get him prepared this year to put some work in with Ryan Garcia. Frank Martin. Isn't Frank Martin his fighter? I thought we would have seen some photos just like they was taken prior to the fight. You know what I'm saying? You remember that I put it up there at Canvas University prior to July 29th? I know I still have that thumbnail out there. Everybody in the picture has been to the canvas, and then I put a question mark on freaking Errol Spence's chest due to him going in there fighting Bud Crawford in his upcoming fight. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Smoke Session Sports and Entertainment. Salute to you, man. What's good? What's good? I hit you on the Cash App. WCS, appreciate your brilliant mind. Real talk. I appreciate that all the time, man. Salute to you. Thanks for supporting the channel, no doubt. Let's go back to this right here. Terrence Crawford. Let's go back to the title. Spence splits from Diddy James, overdue. It's been long overdue. You know what I'm saying? There have been signs that showed that he needed another trainer. But it was going off the popularity contest. People was like, oh man, he over there with Derrick James. He got trainer of the year. He got this, and this. But that has been since wiped away clean, bro. Because the infamous words of Brian Bomack is like, there's no more hiding. That was infamous for a trainer to have two unified champions on deck. That shit was classic, legendary. Legendary, yo. He told that man as if he never had an undisputed fighter on deck. He said, we've been there. We've been there already. Sit back and let us show you how it's done. He didn't even respect the fact, knowing that Diddy James did not train Mel Charlo entire fight camp for that Brian Castano rematch. Hey, I'm just telling you what I know. And not only that, it just makes you shake your head that Bomack knew ahead of time. They knew how much they prepared for that fight. They knew that they did everything possible leaving that gym, getting on that plane, man. They knew that, man. They knew it. They knew they had an A, a B, and a C. And you know what the plan D is, right? Dog him the fuck out. That's what plan D is. Dog him the fuck out. If the fight got to a point where plan Alpha, Bravo, Charlie didn't work, goddamn Delta, you already know. Delta stands for dog his ass out. And we all know when Crawford starts to throw away the game plan, some people have did lives on this. They say, hey, Crawford is one of the stupidest fighters. Hey, he just throws it out the window and want a dog. Nigga, shut your bitch ass up, dog. Hey, listen. Bomack said they didn't even make it out of plan A. They didn't even make it out of plan A. So what's left for EJ, bro? They didn't prepare for Crawford. Crawford changed their lives. Crawford changed the lives of a whole team. You know what I'm saying? Crawford changed the lives of the state of Texas, the boxing fans there. Crawford changed the lives of Errol Spence fan base. He changed the lives of the boxing community. Crawford is responsible for changing one of the most massive disasters in boxing. He is responsible for that. Crawford's July 29th massacre of Errol Spence was similar to an earthquake. That's what it was. You heard it here. What he did to Errol Spence Jr., pound for pound, supposed to be his equal or greater to Bud. Him beating Errol Spence the way he did crumbled a promotion. Y'all, I'm telling you, this shit was like an earthquake. Are you listening? The impact, the shock value of what he was able to do in Vegas, bro, it sent tremors through the boxing community. They don't want to say it. They say, oh man, WCS is just exacerbating the point as always, man. If he'd just keep it simple, basic. He'd just keep it simple, basic, man. We don't need to hear all that other shit. He like rubbing it in too much. No, I'm not rubbing it in. It's just a reminder. Don't act like you don't know what reminders are. It's just like the bell icon when you get notifications. When WCS shit pops up and you see Crawford in the motherfucking description, you know it's either going to be the hot grease or it's going to be something dealing with the topic. And today it's EJ that's finding a home for him to lay his head in retirement so it can be horse accessible. The horse can come up to the window, stick his head, and if Spence wants to feed him from inside his bedroom, he can. Camels, emus, ostriches, giraffes, all that. It's going to be like a wildlife safari. Crawford, you're responsible for this shit. Once again, people, I repeat, Crawford is responsible for this earthquake. This man single-handedly, him and his team, but Crawford single-handedly destroyed the same promotion who people was saying, once again, they underestimated Crawford. They say, oh, he moving funny, he bad for business and all this other shit. Listen, they are not the same, man. This is one of the most, you want to talk about going down in the boxing annals. You want to talk about anchoring, putting that anchor into the ground for the history of boxing. That day was it. I know I speak about it. You know what I'm saying? I know I highlight it different, but you have to understand EJ and Diddy James not working together is simply because of the beating that Crawford inflicted on him and his freaking coach. So much to the fact that Diddy James had to molest Crawford's right glove to see, hey, let me touch that glove, let me touch that glove, that boy. Hey, I know I didn't look at no film, but I need a way out. I know he cheating. Give me that glove. Anything hard substance? He was feeling the gloves. What kind of trainer does some shit like that, bro? Look. If you was up there doing what you're supposed to do as a coach, you wouldn't have to molest Crawford's gloves and try to see if Crawford had to cheat to put on display the ass he beat. You wouldn't have to do that, Diddy James, if you already did your homework properly, watched film, and came up with a good game plan. But nope, Diddy has to do it all himself. He has to be the goddamn lead motherfucking dancer. He has to be in front. And while he's in front, you expect them to do something different, right? You expect them to come up with something that, okay, this could possibly happen. This is everything I've listed right here, and this is what we're going to work on when it comes to Crawford. I remember people saying Crawford switch hitting. They want to big up Boots for being able to switch hit like Crawford. But check this out. It was hating ass light-skinned niggas out there saying, oh man, Crawford, when he switch hit, he don't even do nothing with it. When he switch stances, when he start off in the orthodox, he don't even do nothing with it. It's just to collect data. And then he turned to southpaw. Look, they didn't even want to give Crawford credit for being a switch hitter. They wanted to illegitimize one of the strong points of his freaking fighting style, y'all. They literally broke down every fucking thing that Crawford did and put criticism to it, y'all. They said he didn't do anything as a switch hitter. They was lying on that man, talking about Crawford don't outside the second round. You know what I'm saying? He none of his fights, he really went outside the second round fighting orthodox. Cap. This is what I'm saying. This guy changed the scope of boxing so bad. And unfortunately for Spence, he will always go down as that name. 10 years from now, 15 years from now, people will always know that Crawford was the one who destroyed Spence. What was supposed to be, look, when these two guys retire, they're going to put some freaking film together. They're going to do an amazing documentary, y'all. This shit is going to be amazing. And they're going to put together some shit that you listen to WCS now and you want to frown all up because I'm going to continue to rub it in your eyeballs. But then when you get older like me, you're going to be sitting up there sipping on some freaking fiber. And you're going to say, oh, shit, I ain't got nothing to do. Let me sit back and watch this Spence Crawford documentary. Wow, it's been 12 years since this happened. Whew. Wow, I remember that day. I remember me being an aerosexual, and goddamn it, my heart still hurt. Baby, give me my check my blood pressure. My blood pressure went up. And you're going to be sitting on that motherfucking sofa, and that documentary going to come in, and you're going to be sipping and shit. And you're going to be watching that, and you're going to start to appreciate how much sense it made to finally give Crawford his full credit on him and his team coming in there with a solid game plan. They just made it look like they didn't have a game plan because, Bud was already one of the most technically sound boxers in the sport. But the way they went in there and delegated that punishment and executed the game plan, oh my God, you're going to be leaning back on your recliner and say, damn, why did I hate that man so much? Why did I hate Crawford so much, man? He did what he's supposed to do against EJ. Wow. Man, why was I so mad back then? Look, they're going to have conversations with themselves. Hey, why was I such a mother effing hater back then? This guy beat the shit out of Spence, man. And I was up there just hating and hating and hating. And when this man was basically giving the fight fans what they wanted. Oh, my God, bro. It's crazy. Conquest in the building. What's good with it, brother? Crawford possibly brought boxing back to being a top sport globally with that performance over a pound-for-pound boxer. I would say that he was able to bring back some great light because we was expecting that fight, MKB. For several years, we was expecting that fight. You know what I'm saying? With all the fake dates, you know what I'm saying? July, April, October, November. They was just hitting us with the blanks. Like you heard the gun go off, but it was blanks. They kept on just flooding us with blank dates. And finally, we got the fight in 23. Finally. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because the boxing community was on edge the whole time. They said, man, this fight got to happen. This fight ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen, man. It's done, man. This fight ain't going to happen. Oh, it's going to happen? Oh, shit, it might happen again. Oh, it is? Oh, shit. No. Crawford dropped out. Oh, man. Al Heyman ain't going to let this fight happen again. Because Crawford done pissed out Al Heyman. Crawford done did this. Look, they gave Crawford so much power when he left the negotiations with Spence that it didn't make sense to them to give him power to go in there and challenge Spence and give him the toughest fight that he ever been in. Because they gave him so much power. They say, oh, man, no. Crawford, he ain't going to. Al Heyman ain't going to do no more business with him. They wasn't even looking at that man leaving the negotiations to go fight in his hometown and then saying he will revisit it. And he sent out a text in December. They still wasn't trying to give Crawford his credit. They was trying to make it seem like Al Heyman ain't going to give him, Al Heyman ain't going to do no more business with him. It's over. He blew it. And then he comes back and Al Heyman doesn't even have say-so in the next. Tell me that ain't some smart shit. Tell me that is not what you call intelligence. Speaking to people. You know what I'm saying? Maximize your intellectual decision-making process. Talking. Having table talks. Seeing what the best avenue of approach is. You know what I'm saying? The POA. Talking about what's the best POA, plan of attack. You have to do that. You do. You have to do that. It was essential, mandatory that he had to do it. and they was up here acting like Al Heyman was never going to do business with Crawford, and the fight was just about done, dead, buried. Have a memorial service, and it finally happened. It was weird how the news was broke though, with the fighters going on social media. It was good to see Bud go over here and start doing all these interviews. It was good to see that. And also for Spence, it was good to see Spence peek his head out and go on the rocks with AO. I didn't quite understand why he was up here trying to act like he was admitting to everything now to get people to buy. He truly don't care, because that was one of the weakest interviews of the entire process. I think when people up here was criticizing Crawford for reading off cards, flashcards, Vice, Spence just sitting up here looking at his girl and just giving half-hearted answers, and allow her to talk about certain things that people criticize Spence for now. You know what I'm saying? What he was doing in the streets. You know what I'm saying? The accident, him drinking and shit like that. But besides, he really didn't give his fans any love, man. You know, he didn't give them any love. He didn't speak to him. He didn't hardly say shit. But I guarantee you, he checked the hell out of that goddamn content creator when it was a media scrum. And look, just because I feel the way I do about him, look, he should have checked him right back, bro. How dare you do that shit? I'm just saying, I'm trying not to get off to it, but there's so much to unpack with this topic that Spence is finding a new home. You have to look at how he was fucking up so much, how he didn't give a fuck about his fans. And his fans didn't give a fuck about him either. They gave a fuck about Crawford. The aerosexuals gave more attention to Crawford when they were supposed to be supporting Errol Spence. But when that shit came out and the news broke the fight was happening, pretty much the one who was leading from the front was Crawford. The one who was leading from the front when they was doing the fighter's introduction was Crawford. He came out with the legend. You know, Errol Spence came out, and it seemed like he just left the motherfucking ayahuasca, and he was still fucked up a little bit. Yeah, that way, straight. Follow the beam. Follow the laser. Yeah, follow the beam right there. Yeah. We put the dot on the corner of the ring, Spence. Just walk towards it. Okay? You make it more difficult than it is, buddy. Crawford up there walking out with N. Coming there with a fish net on. He's about to go fishing for the little guppy. You know, the man came in there serious looking like Joe Frazier. I should have known right there when Crawford came in there looking like Joe Frazier, it was over. I said, it's over. Rumble, young man, rumble. Somebody's about to hit the canvas, and it ain't gonna be a stumble. Rumble, young man, rumble. I knew this shit was going down, y'all. I knew it was going down. I knew it was gonna be a memorable moment. I don't know about teaching, but it's gonna be a memorable moment when Crawford walked in there with them nets on his trousers, on his trunks and motherfucking shoes, and then he removed the net that was pinned to, that he had draped over his freaking jacket. I knew it was gonna be a teachable moment, not for the Bass Pro fishermen, but for them aerosexuals. All the little minnows that was goddamn swimming around Spence, and them just saying, like they was trying to catch their breath. They didn't want to tell him anything. Hey, Spence, man, take this fight serious, man. You know what I'm saying? I know you think Bud haven't fought nobody, but man, he's stronger than you think. You know, his skills is much more elite than you give him credit for, you and your coach, man. Don't take him for granted. Hey, champ. We rooting for you, champ. Go over there to Vegas and make us proud, champ. Jerry Jones up there. Hey, you get a Super Bowl. See, that jinxed everything right there. Jerry Jones wouldn't even allow Spence at the press conference to mention Crawford's name. But he's going to show his ass up in Vegas in the back to my a Super Bowl. Yeah, a Super Bowl. Nigga, this is boxing. First of all, this is not a team sport. And if it was a team sport, I'll be honest with you that Jerry Jones, it wouldn't be Dallas that we'd be talking about. And to be honest with you, yep. Get out of my dressing room, please. Get out of here right now. That, you know, there's a lot of telltale signs that this fight was going to go down in history. And it wasn't going to work out to the benefit of Spence. It was a lot of telltale signs that Spence will be looking for a new home after this motherfucking beatdown. It's been a long time since you were here. I know that Jim over there, the furniture store, is feeling some type of way that Spence's presence is not over there like it used to be. I know Frank Martin would probably like to get some work in with Spence. The Spence before, the Spence leading up to the Sean Porter fight. You know, the Mikey Garcia Spence. You know what I'm saying? The Danny Garcia Spence. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to deal with that Spence. The Yardenas Uga Spence. They don't want to deal. They want the Sean Porter on back. They don't want the DSG or the Yardenas Ugas, and they definitely don't want the Crawford. That's all Frankie Frank want. Sometimes I feel bad for them dudes over there in the World Class Furniture Store sniffing all that goddamn, that pledge and shit. Only thing they want to do is place their hand on the Bible and say, please, Father God, if you're listening, once I remove my hand from this Bible and open my eyes, I just pray that I'm in a different place. Anywhere but this world-class furniture store. In your holy name, in Jesus' name I pray. Amen. God damn it, I'm still here. Oh, shit. He's still over there in the corner watching Ryan Garcia goddamn shadow box in slow motion. I'm talking about it's all bad, bro. PSA to you fighters that's over there. Let Errol Spence be a lesson. If you have any other place to go, there, Frank, talk to Errol Spence and see can he get you up out of there before you be on the thumbnail. You know what I'm saying? Before you be on the thumbnail going in there with El Chin Checker. El Chin Checker has that name for a reason. Remember that. Remember that. Sounds like Mr. Red Horse Village. Man, he gonna be feeding animals through his window, dog. Can I get another bucket of carrots, please? And some lettuce and celery. Yes, the giraffes are coming. The camels. Yeah, please refill the buckets. What do you think I'm paying you for? This is my retirement home. Come on. We talked about this. Shout out to the News by Shaw News Sauce Experience. The hottest in the game, man. Salute to you, brother. Team Tucker official in the building. The funny thing is, one is the tweet. The source of this is so-called people are tied in with Diddy, James, and Spence. So let me ask you this there, Shaw News. They're trying to, I haven't seen it, but someone in the chat disclosed this information that they're looking for a new home. Not so much the home that was never a home to begin with, more like an orphanage where his pops put him in and he really didn't like the instructor that was there, but he just had to stay there just to get a little discipline and you know what I'm saying, and build his career there. Because for 2 years, he really felt like what it was to be a step boxer. You know what I'm saying? That's what he was an orphan. That's what it was. So is he just trying to find a different home for the gym, or he's trying to look for a different retirement home, a resident? Please, I need some clarification. The day will never be forgotten for generations to come. The fish fry entrance, legendary status achieved. Absolutely. Legendary. Legendary. And I have to ask myself along with you in the chat, right? Why would you give yourself an alias, the big fish, when that's a meal? That is a meal. A lot of people love eating fish. And why would you do that? You're the big fish, man. You know what I'm saying? You're a big fish. You told Crawford it's gonna take more than that to catch a big fish. You ain't never seen Moby Dick caught. I mean, your whole response to that shit was just dumb. I don't know who the hell was telling you to come up with the true strap season, big fish. You know what I'm saying? You coming up with all these hashtags. But the one that you chose in the biggest fight of your career was the big fish. The big fish. Well, people have fish on their plate all the time. They eat it. Your digestive system breaks it down. And what do you do with it, EJ? You shit it out. And depending if you in a residential bathroom, el baño, something like that, you flush it. Or if you're on the ranch and you're too far away from your home, you just squat down right there and build a 3-foot deep little trench, and you take a shit right there, find some dead leaves, and do what you got to do, and cover it back up. I mean, I'm just trying not to be so vivid here, because this entire freaking live stream dealing with this go find a home is shitty. They could have very well asked me. I could have got with some of my colleagues, asked Shaw News, people who really want to help Spence get comfortable. I could have goddamn went through there. You know what I'm saying? I'm much older. You know, I could have went through some of my tabs. I said, okay, hospice care. Let me see, in Texas. And then I would have hit him up and say, hey, so your retirement home, are you planning on retirement in Texas? Or are you going back to Long Island? Where are you going at? And then I'll give him some location. I could have dropped in the info, bro. It didn't have to come to this live stream. But ultimately, I have to keep reminding people that this has been like this for a long time. When I put this up here, I told you all it was over. It was over. Look at this Martian. He's looking at his freaking fighter. Seedy mad. Man, I got trainer of the year twice, man. And you embarrass me like this, man. You embarrass me like this, huh? That's what you do. You know, Diddy James, he felt some type of way, bro. Look at this. He's mad. He's mad, y'all. He's mad. He's mad. Shout out to Big Boxing in the building, the goat on deck. Salute, man. What's good? Late to the show is Spence, still with Diddy James. I don't know what to tell you anymore. Just look at the title. Spence splits from Diddy James, Overdue. Now, you know, the aerosexuals is climbing out of the damn, you know, the bunkers that they've been hiding in ever since last year. And they're trying to say that it's more so him looking for new quarters, for new residents. He's looking for a new home. These aerosexuals, man, I don't want to try to make it about them, but they make it so easy to make it about them, because they get out here and say some dumb shit. The same thing they was doing before he stepped in there with Crawford, and you get the same results. I put it up there, red flag warning signs. Diddy James up there staring at Spence, man, he was mad. And you think that Spence is going to come back? Spence, I'm going to tell you like this, buddy. I'm going to tell you like this, Spence. If you return back to Diddy James, you are one of the dumbest fighters ever on this planet. If you are trying to have at least 2 more good years in boxing, and you return back to Diddy James, and you don't feel no type of way, how are you going to even allow him to hold mitts? How are you going to want to listen to what he's saying in the corner? You got to have some respect level there, man, to go up here and listen to this man. You going up to 154 pounds to a division that's pretty lit. How are you going to make this happen? You got to have some sense of reasoning if you sit in that corner and Diddy James is giving you instructions. You need to have a level of respect there, Spence. When that man looked at you like this, he was looking at you, he was looking through you, at you. Look how he looked. Look at him. He was looking at you with straight belligerency there, Spence. Disgust. You want to go back to this man? Come on, EJ. How about one of them, we don't give a F, you purchase homes as you please? Yeah, absolutely. Purchase homes as you please. But I just felt that ultimately, you know, when he sent the tweet out, gotta find retirement home first, I kind of felt for him. You know what I'm saying? Me being where I'm at my age, I felt for him. I said, oh, wow, this may be how I can goddamn help Spence out by sending him some information. Maybe I can help. I can call up some other colleagues. They can put their resources together, and we just send him a full package. Full retirement package. It's going to be a little bit different in the military, but send him a full retirement package with all the bells and whistles and a couple of fishnets, and send it to Texas and goddamn say, hey, we respect what you did in boxing. If you want to retire with Crawford as your final fight with 28-1, brother, there's nothing wrong with that. Now, I talked to my colleagues also, and we was discussing, and we say, okay, let's give a vote and see if Spence is gonna make it in the Hall of Fame first ballot. And then I had to look around me because I was typing on the computer and nobody was there. Now, that don't have anything to do with me asking them about the vote, okay? But I'm just saying, I turned around one split second, boom, I was typing in information. I turned back around, they was gone. That don't have nothing to do with you, Spence. I'm just saying, if you want to get in the Hall of Fame, you might want to try to win a title 154. If by chance you and Crawford may have a collision course, you have to apologize for making up them lame-ass excuses, bro. About your cataracts and why you was getting hit with the jabs, and you gotta apologize, dog. You gotta say the medications or whatever was affecting or influencing you. You got to let the fans know. And also, Spence, I know you're busy right now looking for a new home, but do me a favor, man. Me and the Crawford supporters ask you this favor. Talk to your fans, please. Us Crawford supporters get sick and tired of babysitting your fan base. Talk to your fans there, EJ. They are in need. They're yearning for you to acknowledge them, brother. Talk to them. Stop ignoring them, man. You just went on live showing you had a patch over your eye. You didn't even say, hey, I want to give a shout out to everyone who support me. Yeah, I'm getting out of the hospital. Long overdue surgery. I had it for quite some time. I had bad cataracts. But I got it fixed. But through it all, I want to give a big shout out to my fans who's going to, get me back to where I need to be. Nothing. Errol Spence said nothing to even Dookie Brown. Dookie Brown was slobbing on himself. Please acknowledge me. Please. I said, please. I'm over here. Yeah, Dookie Duke. That's what they call me. Please acknowledge me. EJ, I'm right here. Oh, right here. EJ, down here. EJ, right here. EJ, please. Oh, shit. God damn it. Nigga didn't even acknowledge me again. Acknowledge your fans, EJ. If anything you can do, acknowledge your MF and fans, bro. They will get you back to where you need to be. You know what I'm saying? They will be a little bit, a smidgen of your support to get you back on the level for which you want to compete. Because 54 is going to be difficult. I hope you come out and you're fighting at 60, really. I hope you're going up to 60, less traffic, and maybe you can get a title and become a 2-division champion and help you with the your first ballot Hall of Fame. All right? I just don't want you and Crawford to ever be in retirement together. And Crawford's induction to the Hall of Fame, he keeps his jacket on and he happened to visit Texas one day. And y'all cross paths in the restaurant while he's celebrating. You know, Crawford might do some shit like that, get inducted to the Hall of Fame, then go have a meal over in Texas with his jacket on. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Y'all might have cross paths. You might be up there, you know, with the usual ice and all that shit on, and Crawford's over there dressed in a blazer, you know, wearing some Gucci shoes and shit like that. Y'all might have a moment. But EJ, I'm gonna tell you this one last thing. If you ever run into Crawford when he has his Hall of Fame jacket on, don't you ever say you're in there because of me, but yet you haven't been inducted to the Hall of Fame. Don't say some dumb shit like that, EJ. That you're there because of my fight. Don't you say that. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be 2-time undisputed. Don't you dare say that, nigga. You understand me? I'm trying to brief you ahead of time. Don't say no dumb shit like that. EJ and Derrick James was nasty. Work, stay with him, crash out and cash out together. They can't hide no more. They can't, man. You know what I'm saying? The only person I think that can really clean this up a little bit, maybe you, that's Shaw News, since you knew the family and all that. Maybe you can get that together. Maybe you can be the glue. You know what I'm saying? They need some glue, goddammit. They need that gorilla glue to get this shit back together. Something. Jessica on deck. What's going on? What's good with your queen? Salute to you. The OG say tell Arrow I got a place for him. Damn. For real. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? But see that wouldn't work for you, Mr. Golden, because you know you'll start talking about fighters that he don't like. You know what I'm saying? You might mention Crawford, and then you and him both get kicked out of the retirement home because y'all been in there fighting and shit, throwing motherfucking Metamucil at each other and shit like that. You can't do that, Mr. Golden. You can't do that. Hood Sports, salute to you. I see you. You can't see that. You can't do that. Throwing glasses of Metamucil and shit on each other. Hitting each other. Shit. Y'all both on a liquid diet. Goddamn having fart contests and shit. No, man. No, OG. No, you can't do that, bro. You can't do it, man. You can't do it. EJ fans still searching for relics on why EJ body was breaking down to Crawford's punch selection. It would never be determined, man. I think when it's all said and done, that NKB, like I say, 10, 15 years from now, they're going to come out with that documentary that's going to be beautiful. They're going to break all this shit down, man. They're going to break it all down. I just wish that they can put some of the reactions of these content creators on Fight Night. When he initially knocked down Spence in the second round, how these cats was up here. Oh, he slipped. Spence slipped. They found a banana peel. It was water on the canvas. Yes. Somebody dropped some tea. Yeah. He tripped over a Coke can. Somebody threw a can in the ring. All the fucking excuses from the second round when he was knocked down, all of them. I wish they would throw that in the documentary too. I wish they would do a close-up on the facial expressions of all these aerosexuals that met their demise along with Spence, bro. They would never get it, MKB. They won't get it, bro. They won't get it. You know what I'm saying? They gonna go with excuses that MKB. What they gonna say? He was weight drained. He was on drugs. He had a tough weight cut. Crawford wasn't clean. Spence was a clone. If that ain't some of the dumbest excuses I've ever heard from so-called hardcore, die-hard boxing fans in my entire time covering the sport. The absolute epitome of what you want in a group of fan supports. This is it, y'all. The EJ fans, this is it. The epitome, the absolute worst. The absolute worst. We're not talking about the bottom of the barrel. No, this goes way down into the sewer systems. Septic. They're going to be playing Spence Crawford fight on TV in the day room at the retirement home every day. And you know what? That's going to be the day when I'm going to make sure that everybody has a different type of lunch. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to give them, I'm going to make sure it's a 3-course meal, because, when you get old, you can't put a lot on your stomach. And motherfucker, have to run to the bathroom. Then they miss the documentary and shit. So I'm gonna feed them some down south sweet tea, and then I'm gonna give them a 3-course meal. So when they finish eating that shit, it's gonna be so good, they're gonna get that itis. I'm gonna get them relaxed, and then I'm gonna cut on the show. I'm gonna say, hey, let's look at history, y'all. Let's look at the man himself, the Omaha Monster, how he single-handedly destroyed a boxing community. How he took down a promotion, destroyed, decimated. They compare his actions on July 29, 2023 to that of one of the worst volcanoes. I mean, not volcanoes. That came later. Earthquakes. One of the worst earthquakes ever in the boxing community. One of the worst ever. There's no way, no how you can clean it up. It's no way, no how you can clean this up. It is over. This man beat up 2 unified champions in one night. He basically destroyed a fighter and his whole team, right? He destroyed and banished an entire fan base. Banished. I heard they floating around in space up there just like space junk, just floating around, skeletons. You know what I'm saying? I heard some of them are goddamn still hunkered down and buried in these bunkers, right? Next, brought down what was supposed to be a conglomerate. I don't want to say the acronym, but single-handedly, the network, he convinced the network to put in a 2 weeks notice. I'm out. He convinced a network to put in their 2 weeks notice, y'all. One of the biggest networks ever. Crawford forced them out. Crawford forced them to rethink their decision by being with that promotion. That is some power right there. Some power, some MF and power right there. To basically be that destructive without being a part of the Marvel Comics series. They need to put Crawford up there, man, as a superhero. He destroyed so many freaking areas, man. He'll never get the recognition he deserved, ever. He destroyed them, y'all. I mean, when is he going to get compensated for this shit now? When? He destroyed an entire fan base. Crawford's action on July 29th contributes to the homeless population all over. The governors, you haven't heard them talk about it? They're talking about, we want to pass a bill to basically activate a process of relocating an influx of homeless that's on the expressways, in the residential areas, stores, churches, you know what I'm saying, local restaurants. Everybody's fed up. We don't know where these individuals come from at all. You know, but one thing that's similar, one thing that we do know that's similar is that we did see some attire, and a lot of them have been seen weeping under the highway bridges with a smoking bud pack shirt on. I don't know who this guy is. I don't know. I guess they are fans of the marijuana dispensaries, but these are some of the most saddest people you ever see. And I want to relocate them because they're really tearing down our town. Where did they come from, first of all? They're everywhere. That's because of Bud. I have to blame Bud Crawford for that shit. I have to blame him for that. You're to blame, brother. For real. Was bracing for that ass whooping. All I saw, man, he didn't look. The bad thing about that is that Team Spence did not know. They didn't have no idea that Bomac and Crawford was gonna bring that type of strategy. You could tell they wasn't prepared that Crawford was that talented. They wasn't prepared. They just it was hell bent, even to the point where Errol Spence had two mouthpieces made. One with an eye on it and the other one with a fish. It wasn't even a big fish. It was like a shark. So that's what I'm saying. The person that was giving him all these ideas, both of them niggas was high. Because a big fish is not a shark. Sharks get fucked up by orcas every day, all day. They're up there eating livers of sharks. And you talking about, oh, that's the big fish, all right. That's the big fish. No, that's not the big fish. If an orca rolling up on his ass and eating his liver, he chooses to believe his own hype based off Danny Garcia and Yadina's Uga's eyes swelling up, bleeding for 40 days and 40 nights. You get it? That's what he believed, people. Him and his coach underestimated Team Crawford so bad that the impact of July 29, 2023 was felt just like an earthquake tremor. Not to mention how many people lost money on EJ. Not to mention how it forced EJ to reconsider him returning back to the gym as Diddy James as his coach. He ain't coming back. You ain't that stupid, EJ. You ain't coming back, bro. You put out these cryptic ass tweets. Gotta find a retirement home first. Don't nobody want to hear that shit. Tell them the real home that you're looking for. You're looking for a place away from smelling pledge and having to sit up there and clean off the entire inventory before you get to work. That's your warm up. Hey man, you clean off all this furniture, man. That's gonna warm up them shoulders and get your back all nice and warm, right? So when you start jump roping, you know, so start over here. We're gonna get the chest of drawer, and then we're gonna work to the nightstands, and then we're gonna get the bed frames and all that. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna have a sale this weekend. I want you here. It's gonna be, you know, the town gonna come out, and I want you here. Sign a couple of autographs, and you know what I'm saying, we're going to get some of this furniture up here and create a little bit more space. I mean, come on, man. You'll be stupid as hell to go back to Diddy James and think he has the plan for you at 154. You already got Tim Zoo thinking you food. Sebastian Fundora wanted to fight you. When he was at 154, he said, I'll come down to 147 and fight Spence. Seriously, what if Sebastian Fundora would have came down there, a.k.a. Mr. Skeletor himself, and beat your ass before Crawford? I wouldn't have liked that at all. We would have had to run interference. But I think he would have won that fight. With your fighting style and Fundora's fighting style, he possibly would have beat you, Spence. But ultimately, the right guy was able to get the job done there, Crawford, and that was Bud. Y'all didn't take that man serious until he started putting those hands on you. And in the second round, your face is leaking goddamn pure, unfiltered strawberry juice mixed with blood. And they talking about reproducing that shit now. They're going to call it the Texas Bloody Mary. For real, I can't make this up. They're going to call it the Texas Bloody Mary. They're going to start serving it in bars, y'all. And then for a price of $9.99, you can get a cup that say the Massacre. And you can bring your cup in there and you're allowed to goddamn get 5 shots in that glass. The Massacre. And they're gonna have goddamn Bud's face, they're gonna lighten up the opacity in there and put that shit, the Massacre. You bring that cup back to us and we're gonna goddamn get you right. We're gonna give you 5 refills. Okay, 5 refills. And we're gonna take you back to the night on how Spence felt. Okay, after you drink this whiskey here, that goddamn Texas Bloody Mary, I'm telling you, you're gonna feel different. I'm telling you, y'all, they're going to feel different. They're going to reproduce that shit. Spence became his own aerosexual. How's that? How's that? How's that? Oh, no sweet tea. They eating bologna sandwiches and juices. No. Hold up. See, this is the youngin' talking. Hold up, Blunts. Hold up. Look, when you get a little bit older, man, you're going to find out your body holds food different. So if we was to, look, the only reason why we presented them with the brown bags, with the old bologna in it and the Capri Sun and the apple slice and 1 now later, was because they can handle the shit. You can't give no old person that. You can't give the elderly bologna. They're going to shit on themselves, dog. I want them to be comfortable and be able to look at the documentary and see the ass whooping play out in front of them, and they relax and they just can enjoy the whole documentary that leads up to the whole process, the press conferences, the weigh-ins, the freaking argument that Crawford was telling them. It's like, hey, it can get real sticky. Well, somebody can lose their life. That can go on both sides. Why do we have to do this? I'm speaking peace. It can get real sticky. Crawford was up there trying to talk peace. Before he slapped his hand on the table to my Team Crawford get active. We knew right then the shit was about to get bad. We knew right there when he slapped his hand. You can't give no elderly people no bologna sandwiches. They shitting on themselves right there, man. How are they gonna be able to how are they gonna be able to peacefully watch a documentary of what happened with the Omaha Monster, and when he single-handedly beat one of the more popular fighters in boxing, lost people thousands upon thousands of dollars, displaced people out of their homes? How is it supposed to happen? Real talk. How is it supposed to happen? I'm just being. How is it supposed to happen? How are we supposed to get past that? This man should go down in history for what he was able to do, man. Real talk. He should go down in history. Seriously. He started to believe all the hype from his fans about him. That's why he got that mouthpiece. He did, Jessica. He believed all that shit. But he fucked up. He fucked up, y'all. See, Spence believed that he was going in there. If he would have wore the fish, I don't think Crawford would have took it as personal, right? But when he wore the mouthpiece that had the eye on it, I think Crawford started to see goddamn red, because he said, "Oh, you gonna swell my motherfucking eye up? That's why you wore that mouthpiece with that eye? You gonna swell my shit?" And that's why you see Spence right here. Spence is really having a moment, dog. Do y'all not understand that? Do you not hear what I'm saying? Spence had a moment. Look at Diddy James back there. Open your eyes. He don't want to open his eyes. He want to stay closed. If he opened his eyes, then he may have seen a glimpse of Terrence Crawford across the ring, already on his feet, doing his gloves like this, like palms up to my, get up, nigga, get up. Get up. Let's go. You wore the eye mouthpiece. You talking about you was gonna swell some eyes. Show me. Get up. Come on, man. Get up. Why are you still sitting there like that? I guarantee you Spence didn't know shit about what Diddy was telling him at that time. Crawford was praying. He was saying, let this be a dream. When I open my eyes on 3, please, Father God, let this be a dream. A 1, a 2, a 3, open. Oh, shit, this is a motherfucking nightmare. God damn. I thought this was an MFing dream, dog. Diddy over there. No, motherfucker, it ain't no dream. I told you to be at the gym on time. You weren't even at the gym. Damn, dog, and you looking for a home? Why? This is your home. The canvas. The canvas. Yo, the canvas. The canvas missing you. Yes, it is. Yo, canvas. Canvas. The canvas missing you. Look at that, the canvas, bro. That's where he's looking for a home. He's looking for the canvas. That's your home, man. That is your home. You chose to piss this man off, you and your coach. You chose to. It wasn't me. It wasn't the Crawford supporters. You chose to piss this man off. You did. You chose to put yourself in a predicament such as this that required Crawford instructing you, Crawford proving to you that you underestimated who he was. You wore the mouthpiece with the eye. So when he threw that jab, he made sure it landed on them cataracts that you say you had. He wanted to make sure that you never, ever, 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 ever again wear a mouthpiece in the ring with no fighter. Look at that jab. It's heading right. It's already done landed, you know, due to the way the sweat is coming off. He already done landed that. But you get what I'm saying. Don't you ever, never, 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 never again in your life wear a mouthpiece with an eye on it. You know what I'm saying? Crawford did many things. He changed the hashtag of Spence from strap season to patch season. Say I'm lying. Say that I'm lying, people. Crawford, you are responsible. You are the primary and you are the only suspect in this crime scene, July 29th in Las Vegas, 2023. You'll go down in history on the first 48, A&E, all these crime channels. They're gonna do a documentary on you. I like what's his name? I forgot the guy who looked for missing kids, man. I'm gonna find out his name. John Walsh. John Walsh is John Walsh is gonna be a part of a documentary 15 years from now, y'all. And it's gonna be on missing heterosexuals, dog. John Walsh is gonna do a freaking TV series. And this for all you boxing fans, this is gonna hit home from you. My name is John Walsh. And here I want to talk about a cold case back in 2023. And these was individuals that was all fans of that boxer, now retired, Errol Spence Jr. And we want to do this show a full hour to invest as enough time in it as possible to locate these individuals. And they're gonna put up some familiar faces that you see, people. It's the only way to do it. They're gonna put up familiar faces, man. And they're all gonna be missing since 2023. Hey, John Washka say, and listen, to all of you that's listening, that's tuned in, this is serious. I know usually I have a name of the missing, but all of these individuals right here, we just put one name and stamped it across the whole collage of pictures, and it says aerosexual. Now, I don't know for sure, but my producers told me that is what they was told to do. All of these missing boxing fans is called aerosexuals. Look, they're not even gonna give you their real government name. They're just gonna put aerosexual. If you've seen any one of these individuals in these pictures, please call the hotline and give us a tip. We're trying to bring them back to social media. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to get them back into the community. We're trying to reacclimate them. Okay? If you have any information, all the pictures are numbered. All right? So if you see one of these aerosexual, if it's aerosexual number 17, please let us know. If it's aerosexual number 347, just give us the number. And if you have a sighting, just drop us anonymous information, and we're definitely going to try to get this person back into society. Okay? Thank you. Thank you very much. Shout out to the MACKMOBB. The Mac Mob is in the building. What's good with it, brother? How you feeling? Salute to you. Snowstorm 2024 on the Northeast Coast today. Shout out to you, brother. Salute to you. Y'all definitely check out the Mac Mob in the building. Check out his channel, no doubt. Check out my guy's channel, the News by Shaw News, man. Definitely check him out. But we had an hour and a half, people. I can't stay here and continue this. I got to come back another day. You know what I'm saying? I just had to come in here and touch bases and just remind y'all of when you're talking about Spence putting out these cryptic tweets. I'm just giving you a heads up. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving you a heads up that he's looking for a retirement home first. That's all. That's all. That's what he's looking for. You know what I'm saying? But we should do this again always. Shout out to the hottest chat in the MFing game, man. Remember, give Crawford full-blown credit. He beat up both of these guys. The one on the left, he was the one that was supposed to be the man. The you know what I'm saying? The bear. The big fish. Strap season. The truth. All that. The one on the right is still the one on the left. So if I'm wrong, I'm still right. Because he beat both of them in one night. I'm out. Peace. Salute.